Hi guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be some outdoor lighting projects. We're going to be building a lantern, a glass jar for a mason jar for hanging for lighting there, and I'm going to show you how to remove the bottom of wine bottles. So we're going to start with some 2x2s, and I gave you a list of cuts that you can make to make these yourself. You don't have to use this kind of wood. You can make them smaller, larger, and any type of wood you want. These are just suggestions, the sizes that I'm using. So you can start by gluing each piece to each corner, lining them up. So essentially we're layering the two smaller boards that way, one on the bottom and then one on top. It gives it kind of sort of more high-end look. So I'm going to skip around a little bit right now because I'm waiting for certain things to dry. And so I'm going to start by doing the mason jar project. I'm going to start by tracing the top of the mason jar and cutting it out with my jigsaw. When you do a jigsaw cut and you're cutting the inside circle, you want to make sure that you have a pilot hole, which is just a hole that you make with a drill bit so that you can get your blade inside there and to cut the inside. Okay, so I'm flopping back to the mason jar project. Drilling a hole in the center is going to allow me to put the wick in the center. You could pick up these wicks at either Michael's or I don't know if Walmart has them, but any place they have candle making kits or anything that you can find for citronella. But you don't want to buy regular wicks for this. You want to make sure that it's something made for citronella, for an outdoor tiki torch. And I'm giving them a quick coat of black paint so that it all looks cohesive. I'm giving this a coat of golden oak varathane. This has polyurethane in it, so it should withhold to the elements outside without having to put any polyurethane over the top. This already has it in it. We'll do that right before we start to thread. I believe this is nautical rope that I'm using from the Dollar Tree. I'm just knotting it on one end and measuring them all the same size so that they can all come up through the center. did at the top is to create a loop for it to be hung. I decided to just take an extra piece and wrap it around the top to make it almost look like a noose. Does that make sense? But that's kind of what it looks like. And back to my lantern really quick. It's been sanded and patched up. We're doing the golden oak again by Varathane, giving it a quick coat. So I'm pre-drilling a hole for an eye screw so that we could hang it. I'm going to apply some moss on some of the corners. This is reindeer moss from Dollar Tree. I like putting natural elements, garden elements into a wood project simply because I feel like it brings out the whimsical aspect of it and sort of outside, outdoors type of thing. Tell me if you like this. I like it. You could add any moss that you want, but I use the reindeer moss from Dollar Tree. And I'm just adding it to the corners to sort of make it look like it's natural aged over time. Maybe the moss has gotten on the lantern and it is growing there. This is a really cool project, and if you are nervous about doing it, then use caution. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. I've done this several times. I just want to give a little bit of caution just because you are going to lose a little bit of fire here, but the bottle does not get hot. It only burns in the section of the yarn. I'm going to show you what we do. I want to pop the bottom of these bottles off. And so I'm taking a piece of yarn that would wrap around the bottle a few times, and using nail polish remover, I am going to dunk the yarn in the cup, get it saturated, wring out whatever is dripping. You don't want it dripping. And you're going to wrap it around the bottom of your bottle at the area you want it to break in. So the first time I ever tried this, I saw it on Pinterest, and I used a champagne bottle, and the first time it worked. I used a few different bottles and it didn't work, so it just kind of depends on how thick the bottle is. But this was an awesome project, and I use these as like mini hurricane lamps, so if it's a little bit windy, the candle doesn't go out, so it's kind of nice. So here I am lining up the yarn so that it's all in one spot. You want all the heat to be distributed in just one area of the bottle, but continuously around. So when I light this, you're going to twist the bottle around in a circle to evenly distribute the heat. I have a bucket of ice water that you're going to drop it in at the very end. As soon as the fire starts to go down a little bit, it's time for you to just pop it in. I would give it about 45 seconds, twisting it continuously, and then just pop your bottle in the ice water. I was not nervous about this at all because I've done it so many times, and honestly, it looks a lot hotter than it does in person, but trust me, it is not. The bottle does not get hot, only in the one area of the yarn, and you're just going to be twisting it from the neck of the bottle. So after about, like I said, 45 seconds, you're going to drop it in the water. And I left the sound on for this. I've been to several craft shows, and people actually make glasses out of these using more high-end glassware, and they have used Dremels and other kind of sanders to sand off so they can use them as drinking glasses. I've seen many different bottles being done, but this was a pretty cool way to pop the bottoms off. So some of them don't break exactly evenly, which is okay because, you know, this is not a perfect science. So what I do is I just put some nautical rope on the bottom so that, number one, you know, in case there are any jagged edges, they're covered up by the nautical rope. There is no open or sharp edges after you put the rope on. It was a bit windy when I was recording this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.